everyone, I hope you're doing really well. My name is Aveline from the Empath Guide Book Reviews, and I'm going to be talking to you today about one of the favourite topics of mine, which is a genre called magical realism. So I really love magical realism. I actually didn't know what it was until very recently, and I was trying to figure out, what is this genre of books that I really enjoy? But, fantasy didn't really quite cover the things I like. Literary fiction didn't, and neither did gothic fiction. So I basically grabbed a bunch of books that I liked and put them into, Goodreads, and just watched a bunch of YouTube videos, and it turned out that there was this kind of crossover hybrid genre that existed out there called magical realism. So it is pretty much what the title makes it sound like. So there is elements of magic within the book, but there is also this element of realism, which is traditionally a literary fiction kind of thing. So it's almost like the magic in the book could be real and exist in real life. This is what I really love about this genre, because I love the sort of blurring of boundaries between the real world and the imaginary world. Because I don't know about you, but for me, the real world is not just what we see. There is so much more than meets the eye. No matter what you believe in, there are things that cannot be explained rationally. There are amazing things that can change the course of history and can change the course of the world, like love. I mean, it's such a simple thing, but it's a huge thing, and it cannot be explained rationally. It cannot be described. It can only be truly felt. So for me personally, there are things that transcend this world, that go beyond the real. And that is why I love magical realism, because it's this blend between these rich emotions and these diverse characters that grow with magic and with the imagination. So it is basically my cup of tea blended and brewed perfectly right. There is magic in magic realism, but it's often much more subtle. So you won't have any overt magic systems. You won't have warlocks and dragons and this epic battle between good versus evil at the end necessarily, but you will have this kind of bizarre occurrences that can't be explained rationally by the characters, so they end up explaining them supernaturally. So often you'll find the presence of characters like witches and gypsies, or psychics, or trees that can talk, so all sorts of weird and wonderful things. I love this genre because it's very subtle and it's very mysterious, and you almost feel like this is really cool because magic could be real. And for me, that's a major point of intrigue. So I'll give you an example just from my bookshelf over here. This is my favourite book of all time. It's The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. It is quite popular, so you probably already have heard of it. But this book explores so many themes and just grapples with the human condition in such a way that is effortless and is poetic and is just so beautiful. I've read it 4 times, and I could easily read it again tomorrow and the next day and the day after and still love it and take something new from it every single time. It explores just following your heart's path, even though there's so many practical barriers to that, through age and doubt and time, whether we have enough time. I think all of us growing up have explored or thought about or really struggled with at some point or another. It just explores it in such a poetic way. But it has elements of the supernatural and elements of fantasy, which actually would not make the book work in the way that it does without those elements. I mean, they play a major part in the outcome of the book and things along the way that would not make it so beautiful without it. So if you tried to make it just real and removed the magic in this, even though it's subtle magic, I don't think that I personally would have loved it as much, and I don't think that it would have had the intrigue and spellbinding nature that it had for so many millions of people. So yeah, that is definitely one that I adore. I really love magical realism. I hope I can help you discover this genre if it's something that you love, and give you lots of amazing book recommendations for the future. I will also just say a little bit about my blog. My blog, I think, also has a magic realist touch to it. It definitely explores real life struggles and things that we think about and reflect on a daily basis, I think. But there is a touch of magic, because that is the part where you realize that you can grow and you can experience love, and you do have a choice. And to me, that is the magic of this world. So I will link my blog just under the video below. Remember please to like and subscribe, or to leave a comment if you enjoyed this video. And yes, I really enjoyed making this video. Hope you enjoyed watching it, and I can't wait to see you soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.